It was a cold morning in a small town where the streets were quiet and the mist danced above the rooftops. A young boy named Liam walked down the path with a little puppy in his arms. The puppy was trembling, weak, and almost lifeless. Liam had found it behind an abandoned store, whimpering softly under a pile of broken boxes. He didn't know where it came from, but something inside him told him not to walk away. He carried the tiny creature home, wrapping it in his scarf to keep it warm. His mother sighed when she saw him at the door, his jacket soaked and his eyes filled with worry. She wanted to say no, they barely had enough to feed themselves, but she saw the look on her son's face and couldn't refuse. Together they cleaned the puppy, fed it milk from a spoon, and placed it near the old heater in the corner of their kitchen. Liam named the puppy Buddy. Days passed and Buddy began to heal. His fur grew shiny again, his bark became stronger, and he started following Liam everywhere. Through the market, down the river path, and even to school, where he would wait outside until the bell rang. The two became inseparable. The townspeople smiled whenever they saw the boy and his dog walking side by side. It was as if they were one heart in two bodies. One evening, a storm rolled in. The rain came down so hard that the streets flooded quickly. Liam's mother hadn't returned from work yet, and he began to worry. He left the house with an umbrella, Buddy running beside him through the dark. The wind howled and the thunder roared. As they reached the old bridge near the river, they saw her, his mother, struggling to cross against the rushing water. Suddenly, the ground beneath her gave way, and she slipped. Without hesitation, Buddy leaped into the water, barking wildly as he fought the current. Liam screamed for help, tears streaming down his face. But Buddy paddled fiercely, gripping onto her coat and pushing her toward the edge. With all his strength, Liam pulled them both out. The three of them collapsed on the muddy ground, soaked but safe. Buddy whimpered softly, his small body shivering from exhaustion. Liam hugged him tight, whispering thank you over and over again. By the time the storm ended, word had spread around the town. Everyone called Buddy a hero. A local shelter offered to help with food and care for him, but Liam refused to give him away. "He's not just my dog," he said with a proud smile. "He's my family." Years later, when Liam had grown into a man, Buddy grew old and gray. His steps were slower, his eyes dimmer, but he still wagged his tail whenever Liam came home. On one peaceful evening, Buddy rested his head on Liam's lap by the same river where he had once saved a life. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in gold and crimson. Liam whispered softly, "You can rest now, Buddy." The old dog closed his eyes, his tail giving one last gentle wag. That night, the town bells rang softly, and people remembered the brave little dog who once saved a mother's life. But for Liam, Buddy was more than a hero. He was a reminder that love doesn't need words, and loyalty never fades. Even when time passes and memories blur, the bond between a boy and his dog remains unbreakable. A story of friendship that lives forever in the heart.